Hi, this is Chris with Syracuse Skull Collective, and I'm here with John Five. Thanks for taking the time to meet with me.
You got it. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Well, the tour had just started, just earlier this month. So how's it been going so far?
Well, all the shows have been going really, really well, surprisingly well. So, we're having a great time. So there's been no problems. Knock on wood.
Oh, awesome. Now, you've worked with a lot of artists with various musical styles over the years. Can you tell me a little bit about how that has impacted your career?
Well, I love to write music, and luckily people reach out to me to write some songs and things like that. So it's great. I do it for the love of music and the love of the artists that I've worked for. I've been fans of most of my life, so it's great to be a part of their history.
Nice. Are you currently working on anything that your fans could look forward to in the future?
Well, I am doing there's quite a bit of things. We're doing a new zombie record, which will be out probably early next year. I'm working on a new instrumental album, and I'm going to start a new tour. My own instrumental tour is starting November 4th in Ramona, California, which is San Diego area.
All right. What makes you passionate about music these days, as opposed to 20 years ago? And what still makes you passionate about it?
Well, I just love to play guitar, and I love music in general. So, luckily, it's a great thing to be able to play music for a living and play guitar, because that's what I do all day. It's what I think about, and it's great. It's a great life.
Awesome. Great. You're a very talented musician who inspires younger generations of musicians. Who inspired you when you were starting out?
Well, when I was really young, like a lot of TV inspired me, like the Monkees and Hee Haw, and a lot of TV shows, inspired me. I loved watching TV and seeing people performing on TV. That was really what got me interested early on.
All right, very cool. Now, I know you're very busy and everything, so the concept of free time, I think, is kind of a funny thing. What do you enjoy doing? What's life like when you're not touring or working on a project?
It doesn't sound very exciting, but I like to be at home, of course, with the family, and I'll sit on the couch and play guitar, and we'll watch shows. We'll pick a show that we really like, and we'll get into it. And, so that's what we like to do. We'll watch Ray Donovan or something like that. We'll get into the shows, and I'll just sit there and play, and it's fun.
Any current TV show that you're catching up on?
Ray Donovan, of course. American Horror Story's coming around again, and Olive Kittredge, which is something on HBO, which is a little series. So I'm into it.
Oh, very cool. What is your favorite part of being on the road and touring? Anything you could live without?
I could live without. Let's see. Oh, you know what I could live without? Is when you are not quite to the hotel yet, and you got to go to the bathroom really bad, and you're like, oh man, this sucks. And then you got to get, you got to get your key, and you got to get up to the elevator, you got to get to your room, and hopefully your key works. You got to go to the bathroom so bad. That's the worst.
Oh man.
So I could live without that.
Understandable.
Yeah.
If you could go on any tour with any band in the world, who would it be?
Rob Zombie. It's the truth, because I'm it's so comfortable. It's great. It's the best. It's fun. It's easy. It's my friends. I love the music, and it's just a good time.
Oh, very nice. So it makes it easier touring with friends.
Yeah, it's like touring with your friends. It's awesome.
Cool. As a very skilled guitarist, obviously, how do you continue to challenge and push yourself?
I love, and I always tell the truth in interviews, but I love YouTube. I love scouring YouTube for just incredible things you would never see. You can find anything on YouTube,
Yeah.
but just incredible incredible techniques or something. And sometimes I'll even look at like bass stuff, you know, like to just do and look at different things. But like, you know, you could find so many great bluegrass or flamenco or, you know, anything on there. So I scour YouTube for inspiration.
Oh, very cool. Well, I collect horror toys and, you know, music memorabilia. You know, is there anything you collect that with?
Well, let me ask you.
Sure.
Do you know the Remco monsters from like the
60s?
No. Like probably the 80s ones, like the larger ones. You know, with the card. You know, there's the smaller Remco monster, Universal monsters, but then there's the bigger ones. I think they're like 80 something or early 80s.
So like the model kits?
No, that's more the Aurora, you know, type model kits. Those are from the 60s.
Right.
But yeah, I love that stuff. I love collecting Universal Monster stuff, you know. So yeah, love it.
Funny story is though, when I was younger, I mean, I'm a huge Halloween fan. You know, I always have been since I was a kid. And the '80s slasher flicks. My neighbor growing up helped work in that industry. And I remember at such a young age, and he actually got me one of the masks that was screen used from Halloween 4. I mean, it's not, you know, the first two, but, you know, it was just really cool to have. And being a young kid, you know, I didn't realize, you know, the power and the value of it. You know, I was like, whoa, you know, and, you know, sadly, it fell on hard times and it parted. It's one of my biggest regrets is ever getting rid of it.
Yeah.
And I have not made that mistake since, let me tell you.
Right.
It's, whoever has it is very happy.
Yeah. Well, you know, you had it once and you can enjoy it at that time.
And well, I have a couple of user-submitted questions. I mean, they're kind of a little bit random ones. One user had asked, how did you get this age change on 5?
Well, I went out. Manson was having trouble with his guitar player, and they invited me to go to lunch. And they pretty much told me, asked me right there. Well, you know, like I guess he was thinking about it, so he said, okay, let's. Your name is going to be John 5. So I was like, okay, cool. And I remember going home and, you know, practicing my autograph. Yeah, pretty cool.
All right. Another one was what are some of your favorite horror movies?
Well, I love the Universal Monster movies. Okay, so like Dracula, Dracula's Daughter, Son of Dracula, House of Dracula, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Ghost of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, House of Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Revenge of the Creature, Creature Walks Among Us, Invisible Man, The Invisible Man's Revenge, Invisible Man Returns, Invisible Agent, you know, Wolfman, you know, She-Wolf of London, you know, all that's great stuff. Werewolf of London. So all the Universal, you know, all the Mummy movies.
The silver screen ones, like from Universal Silver Screen, or Silver Screen, or they call it, I guess.
Yeah, I love it. So it's, I keep that very close to my heart. And also the, you know, Old Dark House and Raven and, you know, all that great stuff.
You know, it's like actually Universal put out those sets a while back, the big collector edition ones, and I actually have them all. And it's like there's something really about them that, even though by today's standard, they're kind of like most people find them nowadays like campy, but there's still some kind of magic to them that I absolutely love.
They're incredible. They are incredible. They're not campy. They're great. They're well done. Great stories, great acting. I love it.
And just even taking, you know, what they had for the technology back then, and it still gives it that mystique that is still very cool. Even I think it is, anyways. I mean, I still love it.
Oh my God, me too. It's the greatest.
And there's just, like I said, there's just something really magical about that era that I still love.
Yeah,
you know, and
me too.
I tried, you know, having my kid watch, you know, one of the early Draculas. He's 4 years old, and nothing seems to scare him for some reason. And he'll look at it and go, "What's this?"
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, it's Dracula." Ooh. I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Failed.
Well, he's 4.
But
he's being introduced to it.
But the funny thing is, it's like if he goes into my office, which, you know, is like a museum of horror in its own way, mixed between music memorabilia, stage gear, horror memorabilia, and he'll just sit there and be like, "Can I see that?" Like, yeah, in the case, you know, like the Vincent Price stuff, you know. So it's like he's like, "I like that."
Yeah.
So he's into it, but he's just, like you said, he's just getting introduced.
Sure.
So and I like the fact that he's getting into it.
Yeah, he's getting into it, and he'll remember that. He'll remember little things, and that will stay with him his whole life.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it will.
And then lastly, any advice or parting words of wisdom for any fans out there, or?
I would say just if you want to be a musician, if you want to be anything, just I sound like the Nike ad. Just do it, because if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it, and that's a fact. That is a fact. If you don't do it, somebody else will do it.
All right. Well, thank you, for taking the time and
thank you
for the show to speak with me.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm looking forward to a great set.
Yeah, me too.